Welcome to this Lense video training. In this episode, we explain how to set up cloud data logging for your machine. To follow along with these steps, you should have already created data sources for your machine. If you need a quick refresh, our video on adding data sources is linked below. We begin in the Fleet Manager of X4 Remote. Select your IoT gateway from the list to open the settings. For the next part, you need an active data logging license. You can activate a license by navigating to the Licenses tab and either activating a license code or the free 30-day trial. Select the data source you want to use for logging from the Service section of the sidebar. The data source entry will unfold and present further configuration options. For storing data in the cloud, you need to tell the X500 when it should log a value and how long it should be stored. This is done by creating data tags for the variables you wish to log. To do so, select Tags from the drop-down. A list of all tags of the data source will appear. To add a new tag, click the Add Tag button in the lower right corner. First, select the variable you wish to create a tag for from the variable list and assign a name to the new tag. By default, the variable name will be used. Next, select the logging type. You can choose between interval, value, and trigger-based logging. Trigger-based logging is not available at the moment since there are no triggers yet. We will come back to this later. For now, select logging on change to log a value whenever the variable changes. Next, select the maximum amount of logs per hour. Finally, set a retention time for the saved data. The maximum retention period is 7 years. When you're happy with the settings, create the tag by clicking Add. Instead of adding tags manually, you can also import a list of tags from a CSV file. To enable event-based logging, you need to create a trigger. To do so, switch to the Log Triggers view. Before we continue, let's take a quick look at triggers. Triggers are similar to tags, as both are based on a variable. Contrary to tags, triggers use the value of a variable to define a trigger condition. Once the value meets the specified trigger condition, the trigger will activate. One trigger can be used by multiple tags to log a value. When a trigger activates, all connected tags will log their values. Just like tags, triggers can be added manually or can be imported from a CSV file. To create a new trigger manually, click on Add Trigger. Now enter a name for the trigger and select the variable you want to use. For the purpose of this video, we will create a trigger that logs the speed of a machine in case of a critical error. The state variable critical error is perfect for this task. Next, set the trigger condition. In our case, the trigger should fire when a critical error happens. Thus, when the value of critical error is true. Finally, add a description of the trigger and click Add to create it. To use the new trigger, move back to the tag list. You can now create a new tag from the machine speed variable and select the logging type trigger. Set the maximum rate limit for logging and select the trigger you created earlier. Finally, set the retention time for the stored data and create the tag by clicking Add. Continue creating all the necessary tags and triggers for your use case. Before your cloud logging becomes active, you need to update the X500 with a new configuration. To do so, click the Push Config to Device button in the upper right corner. The cloud logging will now be active and store your machine data in the cloud. This concludes our video on setting up cloud logging. If you want to learn more about creating pages to visualize your data or setting up Cloud Notify, take a look at our videos linked below.